We are joined by Gluchacki Driver Development Program driver, Derek Gluchacki. Derek, driver the number 03, welcome into the show. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Jump right into things. First-time guest here on the show. Welcome aboard. Tell the listeners how you caught the racing bug.
Yeah, I mean, it all started when I was really young, right? Started going to Seekonk Speedway when I was probably 7 years old or so, and started sitting around some people who raced Quarter Midgets at Little T, and one thing led to another. Started talking to them, and we ended up down there for one of their promotional day deals, and did good enough, I guess my dad thought, and bought me a Quarter Midget, and before we knew it, we had 2, 3 of them, and it just grew and grew and grew from there.
Hey, Derek, I was curious about this wild card system that kind of just became about. Does those points that double, does that directly affect your ACT Tour championship or the series you run in, or is it strictly towards being one of the finalists in the Gluchacki development program?
Yeah, no, like you said, something brand new for this year. It's it goes directly towards our competition points in the Gluchacki program. Double points for the races we select them in. Has nothing to do with ACT or anything like that.
So, of course, you've had some success up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Rained out last week in the ACT Tour. Saturday up there at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, going for a 4th consecutive win there. What do you like so much about New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Derek?
Yeah, it's tough. It's so fast. I really like the high-speed tracks. You're going so fast through the corner. It's just a really cool feeling, and obviously the stage you get to be on to race there. Us in New England, that's our Daytona. So that one's always circled on my calendar as the race I want to win for the year, that's for sure.
Talk about the effort to run up at New Hampshire for that weekend, doing pit stops and all this other stuff that might be a little different than some short track stuff.
Yeah, so obviously with the high speeds and all that, it's real tough on the tires. So they give us a break, thankfully. So it's not a live pit stop or anything. So we get 5 minutes or so to make adjustments and change 2 right side tires on the car. So I look at it as just 2 25 lap segments. You gotta make it through the first one to be there for when the pay window opens, right? But it's really cool. It's a really cool experience for not only myself but the crew to change tires on the same pit road all the guys do on Sunday and all that. And the ACT, Chris Machad, Scott Tapping, all those guys, they give us a really great experience. They truly make it special for everyone involved.
Talk to us a little bit about the Gluchacki Development Program and how you got involved with that, and maybe who's involved. It's across the country, I would assume, but tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, it's a really awesome deal they have going. It's actually their 10th anniversary year, so really cool to be a part of this class. And but yeah, it's the board members are all people who are either directly connected to Alan or through his family some way, shape, or form. So like the head of the whole program is Paul Andrews, his championship-winning crew chief, which is really cool to get to work with him, hear his stories, and have him give you advice and stuff like that. But yeah, it's honestly it's really changed my life. I got into it through Max Cookson after seeing him do so well and all that. He kind of pushed me to get involved with the program even more. And thankfully the past 3 seasons we've been able to be involved, being a semifinalist and last year being a finalist. So it's been really cool. Ryan, Zach, Casey Campbell, but just everyone involved with the programs is so awesome to work with, and they do such a great job for all of us drivers.
Thinking about the rest of the ACT Tour season, what do we expect? How do you think you're going to perform, and what do we want from this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think our goal this year is the elusive championship, I guess you could say. We definitely have the speed and the results to do it. It's just we've had no fault of our own, some mechanical issues and stuff like that, but we definitely come to the racetrack with all the speed and capability that to do it. It's just going to be about putting the whole deal together and making it happen.
What's outside of New Hampshire, what's your next favorite track to race at on the ACT series?
Tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. I really love Thompson. I got my first late model win and first ACT win there. So that one's really special. We've had a lot of success there, and between Thompson and Oxford are probably my second two favorites.
Speaking of 2025, what else is on the schedule for the late model or any other races besides the ACT Tour this season?
Yeah, so we're going to hit some weekly races, some of the bigger stuff. You got the full fender throwdown at Waterford, hopefully the 80-lap special they got going this year at Seekonk, and some other bigger races. And this year we actually get to drive an R&R Open Street Stock for Richard Sprague and RLS Performance. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely something different, and looking forward to the new challenge. We
got to chat with another ACT Tour Series driver maybe a year or so ago, and I want to ask you the same thing. What is the difference between Canadian race fans and American race fans?
The Canadians, they're really awesome. They're right out of control the whole race. But you know, when they're lined up watching the haulers pull in, it's really crazy. We joke around like, you know, how the Canadians look at hockey, they look at racing the same way. So it's really awesome, and really just a really fun trip when we get to go up north.
It's the Canadian beer, I think, Ben. It's like 7%.
Some blue Labatt's.
Yeah, whatever it is. Derek, any chance of seeing you run a Legend on Friday night? Because I know that's where you came from, and you were always fun to watch down there.
Yeah, it's still sitting under a car cover here in the garage. So it's possible it could make an appearance if I have enough time to get it ready.
Talk to us a little bit about the ACT Tour season and the grind that is for you as a driver throughout 2025 here.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know we have, with this being rained out, we got three weeks in a row for us. So hopefully we can keep in one piece for sure. And then I think it's in July or June, we have a Canada trip and then a trip to Seekonk the next Wednesday. So it's definitely a grind, but, you know, you just keep your head down and keep working, and, you know, the results will come if you put in the work.
Of course, you mentioned Seekonk, and you'll be down there with the ACT Tour, but you've said it, you grew up there a bit. Talk to us about why Seekonk is so special.
Yeah, you know, it's so many reasons, right? It's the people. It's 20 minutes from my house. We pass it to go to pretty much any other racetrack. You know, I grew up there, and, you know, Thompson kind of became home for me with the late model stuff, but going every Friday nights, and it's just like a family down there, you know what I mean? Between the people that run it, Kevin, who's the announcer, and they're just really good people, and any chance I get to go down there, I really enjoy it.
Now, I know not to look too far ahead in the future. Is there a step after late models that you'd be willing to try, or another series that you want to dip your toes in if the chance become available?
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to go like tri-track racing or wheel and tour racing. I had the opportunity a couple years ago to drive the Polar Racing 3 at the Honda 100 at Seekonk, and that went really well. Just finding the funds to get a full-time ride in one of those. Not as easy as you would think, but yeah, that's the ultimate goal one day, is to end up in a tour modified for sure.
What are the odds this year? Are you pulling out a milk bowl? Because I want to put some money down.
It's not as bad of a bet as it would have been a couple years ago. I can say that. You know, we've had a lot of speed there the past 2 years, and, you know, we qualified in the front row and had that situation in Tech there. But I feel like last year we had as good of a shot as anyone going into the final segment. We were sitting second behind Marcel, the eventual winner. But, you know, that's circled on our list. You know, we really want to win up there. That track's kicked my butt for sure. But we're getting close, and I think this year is going to be the year, I hope.
That race in particular is a really fun race to go watch for a fan. And I do wish you luck there, because I'd like to see that happen for a local guy.
Yeah, thank you. It's really it's a stressful day for the drivers, to say the least. You know, inverting the field every segment. Really got to try to set yourself up good if you're not going to have that great run, to be able to have a great run in the next one. So it's a lot of fun. It's different than anything else we do. So looking forward to going back.
As a driver, how do you feel about the inverts? Because if I'm dominating the first segment, I would not want to be put anywhere other than the front row.
It's so tough there. You know, you get caught in the wrong lane on a start, you can easily lose 10, 12 spots like nothing. So it's definitely frustrating to go to the back, but if you get in the right lanes and you can move your car around and stuff, it's a lot of fun to race, but it definitely can be frustrating at times for sure.
So, of course, the important questions here as we wrap up with Derek Gluchacki. I can talk tonight before your weekend up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Anybody you want to thank, sponsors on the race cars, people who help you get to the racetrack week in and week out?
Yeah, absolutely. All my sponsors, we really couldn't do it without them. Superior on Ironworks, Greyhound Liquors, Lead All Detailing, Maddie's Creations, RLS Performance, and Emmy Sue's Boutique. Just really couldn't do it without them and my entire crew. My uncle John, he's here every night. Reagan, Trent Goodrow Designs. Just everyone involved. My fiance Maddie for everything she does. It's a total team effort, and just we couldn't do it without everybody.
Looking for his 4th consecutive Northeast Classic up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway this Saturday. Driver of the 03 in the American Canadian Tour, Derek Gluchacki, joining us here. We will see you up there this weekend. Get all the laps in there and hopefully see you in victory lane at the end of the day, Derek.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Derek Gluchacki joining us here to kick off our In the Turn interview.